What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so of course, there is a lot of uncertainty when it comes to LeBron James's immediate future. All right, of course, there was a report that came out, I believe it was yesterday, might have been, where the Lakers did not offer LeBron James an extension this summer, which forced LeBron James to take the 52.6 million dollar option for this year. All right. So that may ultimately, because if you get the impression that there really is not a lot of interest in the 40-year-old LeBron James, going on 41-year-old LeBron James this year, then this may indeed be his last year in the league. Now, if this is his last year in the league, and with LeBron James, you just never know, because recently he said he has absolutely no plans on retiring anytime soon, but that just could just be him. You know, he's just an untrustworthy individual. But the evidence seems to suggest, and this is something we could expect, he wants, whatever it is that he's going to retire, he's not going to have this abrupt retirement. He's not going to have, quote unquote, a silent retirement like Michael Jordan did, especially when he retired with the Bulls back in 93 and 99. He wants the pomp. He wants the ceremony. He wants the almost religious experience of a farewell tour because he's such a narcissist. He needs that adulation and constant praise that a narcissist like him needs and feeds off, like a Galactus. So I'm reading from an article from Fadeaway World, and the article is titled, LeBron James wants to avoid Michael Jordan's retirement style, seeks farewell tour like Kobe Bryant. An article goes, Yaron Weitzman, an NBA writer with Bleacher Report, spoke to multiple executives across the league who are close to James as well. They spoke about the value of narratives to James and how he wants to avoid having a silent retirement like Michael Jordan did with the Wizards, and expects a farewell tour like Kobe Bryant. Quote, we know LeBron wants to win, we know he wants to get paid, and we know he wants to be in the sun around which everyone else orbits. I'm sorry. Oh my God, they encourage this shit. I spent 3 years writing a book on LeBron and the Lakers. Everyone I spoke to during that process believed that when LeBron eventually decides to retire, he would do so with an elaborate farewell tour, similar to Kobe Bryant's. The problem is that he's put himself in a situation where it's impossible for him to get everything he wants. He has no leverage here, and he's not used to that. Weitzman then went on to ponder the only teams where James could get the farewell tour he deserves and desires. He felt that the Cavaliers were the only other team beyond the Lakers that could give James a farewell tour. If he wants to do a farewell tour like Kobe did, it's the only other team that makes sense, said a different league executive. LeBron cares about narratives. He doesn't want to be like Michael Jordan on the Wizards. You know, I'm so tired of these motherfuckers beating up on Michael Jordan with the Wizards. I'm so tired of that shit. First of all, I don't know what they're talking about when they say that Jordan didn't get a farewell tour. He absolutely did. He did. But he didn't need to be the number one story every fucking night like this clown. Everybody knew before they started 2002, 2003 season that was going to be Mike's last season. What the fuck are you talking about? What are they talking about? Everybody knew it was his last year. Crowds cheered him on the road and at home, every game, especially after the All-Star break. He got his flowers during the All-Star break. Vince Carter, if you guys remember, sat and let Michael Jordan start in the All-Star game in Atlanta so he can get those flowers, so the fans can see him play. Remember that? What are you talking about? He did get his flowers. These guys are just making shit up, man. Now, I will see in 93, that was the abrupt retirement that almost nobody saw coming. In 99, you kind of knew that was coming because of the domino effect of what had occurred that year. The relationship between Jerry Krause and Phil Jackson reaching a nadir where, Jerry Krause said, I don't give a fuck if you guys go 82-0, you're gone after this year. Jordan being adamant about not playing for any other coach other than Phil Jackson. We know Jordan was forced out in 98. And he still got his flowers to a certain extent after, the business went down with the lockout. But he damn sure got his flowers. What LeBron fails to understand is that Kobe got a lot of that love because he built those foundations. It was authentic. That was real. And LeBron is the consummate politician who strings together everything, uses, the power of the media to create illusions. But it's not going to be real. It's not going to be the same as Kobe got. It's just not. They can try to fake it, but it's not going to be the same. Oh, yeah, he has this legion of fans, or cult members, really, who are going to, wither away and, go into a catatonic state when he retires. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be the same. And the Cavaliers are not going to be interested in getting him. It's not going to happen. All these magical make-believe situations. First of all, if you're the Cavaliers, why would you throw away your team? You're in the second apron. What would you do? Gut your team that, even though you had a disappointing finish to the season, your team won 64 games last year. Why would you gut your team to get a 40-year-old who's a petulant child just so you can have a farewell tour? What sense does that make? And even if the Lakers bought him out, if I'm the Cavaliers, I still don't want to sign that clown. He's a distraction. He only cares about himself. I had to roll my eyes. You might have saw me pause for a moment when it said that he feel like he's the sun and everything else revolves around him. That's him. But you don't celebrate that. There's nothing to celebrate. You don't celebrate people like that who thinks that the world revolves around them. He's a fucking clown. There's nothing celebratory about people who think that their shit don't stink. There's enough of a narcissistic, a narcissism epidemic going on now. You don't celebrate that shit. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it, man. Tell me what you guys think.